Welcome to episode 27, episode 2 of season 2 of Long Lost Pals. But we're going just episode 27, our Eddie George episode. What?
To
What?
think that we have a 27 on our team.
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?
Because we need to figure out if we're doing consecutive 27 or if it's season 2, episode 2.
I think we should just say it's episode 27 overall. We're in season 2, though, baby. If you were concerned, if you were wondering, and we still got merch. This is the other shirt in our first line of products that we got on shopify.longlostpals.com. Go ahead and purchase them. We got every size. We got baby rompers. We got it all. But this is season 2, new segments, new drop day. We come out on Thursdays now, and I'm Joey,
I'm Corinne.
and we'll get into our first newish segment. We'll stop calling it new before too long, but it's still new for now, which
Mm-hmm.
is the worst of. And the worst of is, let me get my notes out because I told you I was going to be, getting it together and not
Reading
trying to wing it
prompt.
this time around.
Yeah.
So, worst of is a chance of us to go over the worst things that happened in a selected year. We have 4 parts to this segment: worst release movie, worst song, worst sports moment, and worst piece of miscellaneous news, which can be pop culture, business, or anything else. We did the year 2000 last week, and this year we are doing the year 2001. And Corinne, you went first last week, so it is my opportunity to go first. This week we get 2 minutes for this segment, and I will start it off with my worst movie of the year 2000. Worst movie, I'm going Freddy Got Fingered, off name alone, because fingered is just a word that's really gross and gets me a little squeamish just thinking about it. But then the more I researched the movie, because all I remembered was the previews as a kid and wanting to see it because I was like in third or fourth grade when it came out. And I just remember him be like, Daddy, would you like some sausage? And he had like the little sausage on like the little puppeteer things. And then I researched it and I was like, oh yeah, this movie sounds like it sucks. And the reason it sounds like it sucks is because the one reason it's called Freddy Got Fingers because he falsely accuses his dad of molesting his brother in that fashion. So that's the reason, which is not really funny in the first place, but that's why it's called that. Tom Green had like this weird run where he had like the Bum Bum song, and then he like made a couple movies where he was overly weird, like in Road Trip. I think he like kisses a rat or something like that, but he was like dating Drew Barrymore or married to her. So shout out to him for peaking early. Also a man doing this all with one testicle, and he was not on roids like my boy Lance Armstrong. So shout out to Tom Green for doing it the right way. But apparently in this movie, there's a part where he like does stuff with animals sexually. He licks an open wound and he delivers a baby or some shit. A lot of weird shit going on. That's my number one, or that's my movie. For my song, I'm going Peaches and Cream. Not because it's a bad song by 112, because it took my innocence away. I just remember being at the lunch table in elementary school and be like, you know what Peaches and Cream means? It means this. And I was like, whoa, I don't know what that means. I want to talk about the newest episode of Malcolm in the Middle and Pokemon cards. I don't know about oral sex. So the fact that Peaches and Cream was taking me away from wall ball with my pals and talking about some unnecessary stuff, that's my song. Sports moment. I'm going Oklahoma winning the national championship. The bummiest university of all time winning in football is my worst nightmare. And they beat Florida State, which is my adopted school. So my wife went to school. She's an alumni of that university. And not to mention this score, like this game sounded like a snooze fest. The final score was 13-2. Nobody wants a defensive struggle for the national championship. Boring as hell. And for miscellaneous news, I'm going Spice Girls breaking up. They had such a fantastic album that we've touched on before. The potential was there. I understand the breakup if you got a Justin Timberlake coming, if you got a Beyonce coming. I don't think any of that happened unless it all happened across the pond. You could have got so much bread. It would have been such a fantastic run. You cut it short, Spice Girls breaking up. And I want to say,
Damn.
I want to apologize for going over. For some reason, I thought like I was like doing the movie. I was like, oh, I got the full 2 minutes for this. And I realized I was like a minute in. And I was like, oh God, I got a minute for the next three. So that's my bad. New season
I
for
did
us too.
not I did not see that the Spice Girls broke up that year. What the fuck? All the news articles that I was reading, this should have been front page.
My girl Jerry had already left. Jerry Halliwell, I believe she was Ginger Spice. I was living
What
in
a
Scotland at the time.
baddie.
I bought her album. I don't remember any of the songs, but I just know I had it as like a second grader.
That's crazy. Also, did not know that that was the plot for Freddy Got Fingered. I have a childhood friend that was like her favorite movie, but I never watched it. So I'm glad that I didn't because that's a really fucking weird movie to love.
I don't think it's the plot. I think it's just a small thing that happens in the grand scheme of things. But Tom Green's just so weird. He probably thought that would be like a name that was interesting. I was trying to watch this like third or fourth grade. Thank God my parents let me watch it. Yeah, like does
Yeah.
some sexual things with multiple animals in this movie. Good times, apparently.
Yeah. Thanks. All right. I think I'm ready.
Go for it.
All right. Worst movie of 2001. I'm going with Baby Boy. This fucking with Tyrese, Taraji, Snoop. Not two actors. Two of those three did not age well. Movie is probably one of our first just bird's eye plan view of a shitty ass toxic ass relationship that does not need to fucking go on. Guy's a deadbeat, he's a bum, he's a liar, he's cheating on his girl, by the way. And on top of that, in the movie being trash, BET was having 2 week-long marathons where nothing but Baby Boy was playing 16 times a goddamn day. It was the ridiculousness of BET. Wrap it the fuck up, Tyrese. That's my fucking worst movie of 2001. My worst song of 2001, I'm going with It Wasn't Me by Shaggy. Decent song, very questionable morals. This must have been the year for cheating ass men because here we go with Jody's anthem. It wasn't fucking me with his sorry ass. Everybody's singing the song like it's so fun. Hello, it's just denying accountability for a guy who is a blatant fucking cheater. Worst song of 2001. Sorry, it's got to go to you, Shaggy. Worst sports news of the year. This was Super Bowl 35. The Ravens won. As many of you know, I am a devout Steelers fan. The Ravens winning the Super Bowl is the worst possible thing that could happen to me, unless it was the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl. They beat the shit out of the Giants 34-7 in Tampa Bay. Nobody notable on the team except for Ray Lewis. Fuck that. Anyways, pop culture thing that I'm going with for the worst thing that happened in 2001 is George W. Bush gets elected into office. Now, obviously, technically, he won the election in fucking, November the previous year, but he gets inducted in 2001. Overall, not a terrible president. The guy just doesn't have a great highlight reel, just known for general incompetence. He banned abortions. What else did he do? He started the war in Iraq, obviously. And as we all know, George W. Bush hates black people. That's a direct quote. So that's my year.
Couple of things.
Let's hear it.
A lot of hate for Baby Boy. Like I understand the angle you're taking, but unnecessary. Also, it appears that Baby Boy is the replacements of BET because the replacements used to be on TBS 24/7. So
Oh,
interchangeable. Shout out to Shane Falco. George Bush, fun little tidbit. We were fourth grade. They had us do a mock election of like Gore versus Bush. So you just like voted for who you wanted to win. Only three people in my class voted for Gore. Proud to say I was one of those people. Democratic
good
parents
for
from the hip,
you.
baby. Growing up in Houston, baby, I was one of the only ones.
Good for
Um,
you.
and then you have one more thing. I love that song, but
Song.
I get your angle with the song again. And then I have no issues with the Super Bowl. I thought it was the next year, which is when something else happens, which we'll talk about in the next episode.
Ooh.
But yeah, so, hey, I shit you not though. I'd kill for some George W. Bush right now, baby.
Right.
Like not the greatest, but he seems like a pretty fun guy to be around.
Bro, nobody in history can be fucking worse than what the I was looking at his shit and I was like, I know that he was generally known as just like a dumbass, like
Yeah.
and stupid, but compared to what we got going on now, this guy looks like fucking Einstein. Like he was running the country at an amazing fucking level. What the
I'm
fuck?
I'm Jones. I'm thirsty for some George W. right now.
The bar is so fucking low.
And he's a Texas boy. Texas boy. I think he's like a more like a Dallas, Texas boy, if I'm not mistaken. Like that
I'll let him
area.
make it. I'll let him make it.
Hey, shout out to George W. I guess he's like friends with Obama now. You know, they seem to be cool. They seem to be cool.
They be
Uh,
piling it up.
yeah. So we'll move on now to our next segment, which is our Sorry for 2004 segment, sponsored by Ruben Studdard. Now, this is a chance for us to turn over a new leaf in season two, and instead of bringing up old beef, apologize for people we have wronged in the past. Now, this isn't meant to be like a serious confession thing. We're not cleaning skeletons out of our closet, but it is a chance for us to say an apology. I did get confirmation, by the way, that my one person I apologized to last week is in fact a lesbian. So again, you're welcome.
You know what?
Corinne,
Good for her.
good for her. I'd be a lesbian if I was a girl. Corinne, you have a 1.5 minutes
All right,
for the
I'm ready.
segment. Go ahead.
Boy, oh boy. This week, gotta apologize to good old Lana. So back in again, more teenage shenanigans. The apartments that we were living in, two of my homegirls are over, and we're like, hey mom, my mom, Lana, hey, we're gonna walk to the twins' house. I lived on 1960 and like Champion Forest. I live right there. So we just walk right over, 5-10 minute walk. She's like, all right, cool. Don't be out too late. 12, 1 o'clock. Make sure you come home. Cool, mom. We go to the twins' house and we're kicking it. All three of us fall asleep. No bullshit. No bullshit. Genuinely just knock the fuck out. I wake up, it's like 4 a.m. And I was like, Lana is gonna fucking kill me. I was like, bitches, get y'all shit. We gotta go. We run back over to my house at 4 a.m. I try to unlock the door. I guess Lana locked the deadbolt without realizing it. So I was like, what the fuck do we do? We could have just snuck back in the house. She would have never known. Now, I don't know what the fuck we're going to do. I said, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're just going to have to sit out here and wait until Lana's alarm goes off at 5:30 in the morning and she gets up for work. And then we're just going to tell her that we just been sitting out here waiting for her for hours. And I mean, we were out there for a little over an hour, but she don't know that. So I hear her alarm go off and she's like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh man, we came home and you must have just been knocked out. And she was like, you've been out here all night? And I was like, yes, girl, I don't even. And we just went in the house and acted like we just been, sitting there waiting for all night. So, and she's going to see this episode and she's now going to, she probably even remember that shit, but sorry, mom, definitely lied to you, but honest mistake.
Girls was crossing 1960 on foot at 4 a.m. 4 hours past.
The amount of stories that I have sprinting across, because there was like curfew in effect and we're like 15, 16, 17 walking around 1960 doing God knows what. But yeah,
at least ride a bike. Good Lord, you was over there running. And people were out there street racing at that time too. Well, hey,
sorry,
man,
mom,
I'm not gonna lie,
sorry,
I don't
mom.
support it. We talked about last episode how I take the moral high ground, so I don't support it. But I mean, honestly, that was her own mistake helped you play that off. So kind of smart, to be honest. Like, you're a criminal mastermind, but that was pretty smart to do it that way. So I don't support you, but at the same time, so now I got kids, but you better never lie. You better never lie. But if you're gonna lie, I mean, that was kind of creative. And you only had to wait out there for an hour and a half. Hope it was like the summer months, so it wasn't super cold outside, because that's always the worst, being outside in the cold when you're sleepy.
It was freezing that night.
That's a bummer. That's a bummer, but you deserved it. All right. So I will go now with my sorry for 2004. First and foremost, Corinne, I just want to ask you, in terms of handshakes, there's different handshakes. There's the firm, there's the dap, there's the dead fish, there's the wiggler. Are you aware of what the wiggler is?
No, what is that?
The wiggler is when you shake somebody's hand and you rub their palm with your index finger. And suppose it means that you want to have a sexual exploration or interaction with them. I didn't know that at the time. I just remember somebody showing it to me and thinking it was funny. So I would like to apologize to my 11th grade psychology teacher. Kind of a weird lady, but she was my psychology teacher. And she was the first teacher I remember shaking everybody's hand at the door. That's like teacher 101 that they teach you now in every teaching, little class you take. And this lady probably got some certification, some bullshit. Texas is easy as hell to become a teacher. Anybody can do it. You just got to have a college degree. She was shaking everybody's hand. When your friends gas you up to do something or you get dared to do something, you're like, oh, you dare me to do this? I didn't have any friends in that class. I had two people I talked to, but they were not my friend. So nobody dared me to do this, and nobody was like, hey, it'd be a good idea. And I didn't say, watch me do this. I just decided that as she was shaking my hand to give her the wiggler. So I rubbed the palm of her hand with my index finger. And she goes, that is very disrespectful. And looking back, Yes, it was. But don't you worry, ma'am. I was not playing to like, I did not want to have any sexual experience with you. That was not where I was coming from. I was just trying to be funny, but I don't know how it's funny because nobody else knew I was doing it. So I don't know who I thought I was going to make laugh. You, I wasn't making myself laugh. So it was just a really half-baked ass plan. I don't know what I was thinking, but that teacher was weird as hell again. This is a lady. She was like, "Oh, you got a certain level grade on the exam." We showed up to class and she's like, "Oh, you can just walk around the school. You don't have to come to class." I'm like, "I don't think that's a thing that exists." I went to 3 lunches that day. I was like, "Yeah, your certification program. Let me report you real quick because I know you didn't go to school to be a teacher. I know you got this bullshit online somehow." But I
Oh,
apologize for the wiggler. I apologize
bro. Doing that to a teacher is crazy.
for no reason. Like it wasn't a dare. It wasn't like someone's like, "Hey, bitch, you won't do it." It was like, "Oh, you know what? This seems like a thing to
You
do, right?"
dared yourself. You did. You were just like, like knowing you. I know you were like, this is gonna be hilarious.
But the thing is, though, I mean, I used to live that class clown life, you know. But you do it for the pop. You do it for the crowd reaction. There was no crowd reaction. It was me and her.
Jesus fucking Christ.
What
Yeah,
a
no, you
what a
definitely you I'm sure there is 100 stories that you have
That
that
was
are
probably gonna be all my sorries. It's just a whole bunch of teachers, and my mom for saying I was never doing anything in class. All right, we are going to move on to our next segment, which is Preguntas. It's a segment where we get a chance to ask each other a random weapon.
no, I was just belting.
Oh,
I was chorusing your
oh, I like that. It's a chance for us to ask each other a random question. We're not trying to be cultural appropriators, but preguntas is just an objectively cooler word than questions. And I'm going to keep saying that every week before someone comes on here and tries to grill us, you know?
no,
Um,
make that disclaimer. I'm 100% support it.
Warning, this is not cultural appropriation. We just like the word. Corinne, you went first last week, so it is my turn to ask you a question first this week. We get a minute to answer this segment, and then the next person will ask their question or
All right.
their pregunta, if you will. Look at that R roll, baby. I'm on fire. All right. So, my question for you, Bill Belichick, Jordan Hudson, objectively yucky relationship, right? But the other day I was thinking, it's so yucky that I don't know which person I would rather be in that relationship.
Like,
So, if you're in that relationship right now, would you rather be the Bill Belichick or would you rather be the Jordan Hudson, and why? And think about this.
the
Just to clarify, he's 73 and she is 24.
the
At least they
optics
were.
the optics are very bad for him. I mean, the optics are bad for both of them. Honestly, I'd rather be in Belichick's. I'd rather be in Belichick's seat. He's, from Belichick, he's dating her. He's rich as fuck. He's got the resume. That guy's fucking care. Look, Bill Belichick is living his best fucking life. I'm sorry. From his point of view, he's living his best fucking life. That's just what it is. From her point of view, I don't want to be at her point of. I don't want to have a fucking sugar daddy. I don't want to. I want to be the daddy in said scenario, not in real life, but for the hypothetical. I'd rather be in Bill Belichick's shoes, bro.
I think I'd go opposite, to be honest.
You'd rather be fucking. You'd rather be 20 fucking a 70-year-old for his money.
Well, think about it for a second.
I
Think about it.
did.
I'm
That
gonna
was a fucking answer.
raise you a few questions real quick. Think about it. So I will give it to you. She's got to deal with. He just looks like he smells like black coffee and mothballs. Like, so you got to put up with the smell if you're in her shoes or my shoes in this hypothetical, right? But 24 is such an annoying age, and she seems like a lot. I don't want to put up with that at 34. You're telling me you're 73 years old and you got to deal with this 24-year-old just telling you how to live your life and how to handle your interactions and shit like that.
She's
She's
not twisting his arm. He's there of his own free
listen,
will.
I know, but I'm saying he's tripping. So look at this. You're her. You get a financial come up. I mean, that's the big one. You get a financial come up. You have to
That's
be
it.
a smelly old man, but you're relevant. No, because when they break up, she'll be relevant somehow. She'll parlay this into like some reality show or some shit. Like her life is set from here on out. Whether it's they break up and somehow she gets to NDA, something, she's going to make some money. him, he's got to hang out with this annoying young lady. He might get to, have sexy time with her occasionally, but yuck. I mean, he doesn't have probably a lot of stamina. He's 73 years old. So is that 30 seconds of your day worth the other 23 hours, 59 minutes and 30 seconds? I don't think so.
He thinks it is. He
Hey,
thinks
man,
it's worth
I'd
it.
rather be her than a stinky old man. It sucks to be her, but when she breaks up with him in a year, it'll all be worth it. She'll be set for the rest of her life. I mean, you're not even reaching your full form yet. She's got a lot more time to evolve. I'm taking her position for sure.
All right, give me the timer because I have another interesting question for
Go
you.
ahead.
Okay, you and your wife Des,
Hmm.
you're very comfortable. You have a very good. You have a very healthy
I don't
relationship.
like where this is going, but continue. Yes.
So you,
Hmm.
if you were to give Des a hall pass, what male celebrity would you give Des a hall pass to cheat on you with?
First
You're
of all,
saying if you meet this guy, you better fuck him. So is it gonna be Patrick Swayze?
no, it's gonna be nobody. No, first of all, I don't care. No, nobody. We're comfortable in a relationship. What do you think we are? Swingers? Okay,
It's
nobody.
a hypothetical.
Hypothetical. I'm not. I mean, I will say no. I
Yeah, take a second. Take a second.
honestly no. Hall pass. We talked about this the other day because we watched not talked about it like this. We talked
Yeah.
about the hunting wives, whatever you said.
Uh,
And I want to clarify because every episode I like listen to afterwards, be like, how stupid did I sound? I made it seem like I didn't actually watch the show. So at first I was only seeing bits and pieces. Then I watched the whole thing all the way through. And like there's a scene without giving too much away. Pretty much this lady ends up having a lesbian relationship, or like a sexual encounter with another woman. And I told her, I was like, honestly, if you were to cheat on me, like if it was with another woman, I would be still very sad, but I also would be a little more accepting than it being another man because that's something completely different. It's like they're
yeah.
providing something that I cannot provide. So her hall pass, who's a beautiful woman that I could give her a hall pass with, but it would not be a man because that would hurt my heart way too much. The woman too, but I could be like, all right, well, I get it.
You could understand that a little bit more.
I'll be like, yeah, women are better than men. I get it. Rashida Jones seems like a wholesome woman, and she's also beautiful. And I think she treat my lady right, so I'll go Rashida Jones. Didn't see that one coming, did you?
You hit the Uno reverse on me, but I respect the answer because she's a honey.
How old is she now?
Probably early 40s, maybe late 30s.
No, Rashida Jones is pushing 50.
Really?
Or I'd say, oh no, I mean, all right, so I'd say Rashida Jones because classy woman,
Yeah,
a beauty.
she is.
But and then I mean,
Nepo baby.
who could get mad about Zoe Kravitz? All right, we're gonna move on now to
Amen, brother.
or Catwoman. We're gonna move on to quick news, a weekly segment that we do that gives us a chance to go over four current news events or news stories that vary in topic. We get 2 minutes for this segment, and we cover four. I already said that. And first question is going to be your boy now, even if he is problematic and a weirdo. Aaron Rodgers threw for 4 TDs in his Steelers debut against his former team, the New York Jets. I was ready to write this man off last year and the year before. Is this guy worst, or is he still good to go?
I never doubted his arm. So, regardless of everything else, I never had doubts about his arm. I had complete faith that he would protect the ball and do all the things. Problem is that I know he can't move, and we got a rookie line that got a lot of work to do. I don't want to say that he's washed yet. I do think that he still got gas in the tank. The problem is going to be giving him enough time to make some safe throws. He looked good in week 1, but he did get sacked 4 times. So do with all of those stats what you will, but that's how I feel about it. All right. After 35 years, Mariah Carey finally won her first VMA Video Music Award this past weekend. Did she deserve it?
I mean, it's been 35 years. I mean, Mariah Carey was one of the songbirds of our generation. And don't forget about us, oh, baby. She was fine in that video. And what was the other one where they had like the wedding scene and there's that guy? Don't forget about
We
us,
belong
baby.
together.
We belong. Oh, yeah. It's that whole era off that alone. That's like the most Mariah Carey music I know. besides All I Want for Christmas, but I don't think that's like really a music video. So of course she deserved it. Shout out to Mariah, The Emancipation of Mimi. Lots of celebrities were at the U.S. Open this week, including Ben Stiller, Usher, Martha Stewart, Kevin Hart. Did any of your faves get spotted in New York?
Hella of my faves were out there looking good. Issa was out there looking cute. Kerry Washington, some of the Office crew, Mindy Kaling, BJ Novak. I don't know what they got going on privately, but they was there too. Laverne Cox was looking good. The White Lotus crew, my boy Walton Goggins, Sam Rockwell. A lot of celebs out there looking cute. I love the on theme outfits, where they kind of like wear their little golf, not golf, they're like little tennis, with the shit. I like the looks. A lot of fun looks coming out of that. I was excited to see the pictures from it. More leaked calls from Young Thug's jail stint poured in over the weekend. Turns out you have a lot of time in jail for gossip. Does this prove that men are as messy as women are?
I just want to know if he was like laying down on his stomach with his feet up, the way he was talking in there. Just, oh my God. And let me tell you about him and her. First of all, men, I feel like are messy, not as messy as women. I feel like the main difference is women are meaner. Like he was like saying Glorilla wasn't that attractive, but women would be like, no, that bitch got this, and this wrong with her, and she's a hoe. And it'd be like, good Lord. Like I think women are meaner. I think men are messy, and I think men like to gossip more than they like to lead on. But I think women are more mean with it and more conniving. Like I hear women talk sometimes, I'm like, God damn, that was a little wicked right there. Shout out to Elphaba. And that's quick news.
Don't give Elphaba a fucking shout out when you say wicked.
First of all, my wife is obsessed with that movie. She finally got over it. For a while, every day it was on my TV. I'd come in, I'm like, again. I still haven't seen it front to back, but I've seen several scenes a million times. That is, that singing is nuts. Like that singing is
No,
phenomenal.
Cynthia tore that soundtrack up, which I mean, I knew
Or the
her and
new
Ari,
a-hole.
but when I saw it in theaters, I was like, they are fucking this soundtrack up, and Cynthia was going off.
Ariana Grande too, man. Golly, like both of them, and they were like saying like because every time it comes on in this household, it automatically loads to like the behind the scenes or the making of, and they're just like, we didn't want to give it to Ariana Grande, but essentially she was so talented we couldn't give it to anybody else but Ariana Grande. I'm like, yeah, that girl's got pipes, like talented.
But okay, but the thing is like I went into the movie knowing that Ariana could sing and knowing that Cynthia can act. Ariana's acting performance blew me away. I was like, this is like her Regina George for fucking Mean Girls.
Yeah,
She's so good at that, like dead humor.
yeah.
I'm better than everybody. She's so good at it. Cynthia surprised me on the singing front because I knew that she could sing a little bit, but she's blowing
A lot of
down
bits.
in that. She's blowing down in that bitch. So I was like, I knew like expectations for both of them were different, and they both kind of like blew me away in the other way. But yes, respect both of them. I'm probably going to see number two. I saw the first one. I don't know if I can't remember if it came out on Christmas or on Thanksgiving, but I was in the theater whichever day that was, and I was watching it. So
All I knew about that movie was I want to be popular, and that's the
I
only
love
part I
that
knew.
song. Loved that song.
I had no idea what Wicked was besides that. That was the only context I had. But I mean, I need to watch it all the way through. Like, I'm not against it, but
It's a
my
good movie.
wife was doing her best to like ruin it for me. That's why she's not getting to cheat on me with Rashida Jones. All right, now we'll get into our last part, which is recommendation. And recommendation is a chance for us.
What are you recommending this week, bro?
A chance for us to recommend something that we want you to do. I could have done that one on my own. I didn't need to read it, but just in case. We get a minute for this, 30 seconds a piece. This week I'm recommending so I never really watched American Pie. Like that was like one of those movies that was like really popular. We were probably what, like third grade, and I didn't have a household where I could watch like rated R movies. Like I could watch like Austin Powers and stuff like that, but I wasn't watching a dude having sex with a pie and like doing cyber sex and stuff in third grade. It just wasn't a thing. I'm not gonna lie, I thoroughly enjoyed the first two I watched recently, and the soundtracks are incredible. It's like a whole bunch of Blink 182 and like that type of music. Soundtracks are unbelievable. If you got some time, American Pie, like there's probably a lot of cancelable moments, but just know it's for that time period, pretty solid.
All right, I saw the new Conjuring movie this weekend, The Last Rites. Horror fans were fucking eating. That's all. That's probably all I'm gonna be recommending for the next couple of weeks. It was scary as fuck. It was a great way to end the fucking franchise. Shout out to my paranormal parents, Ed and Lorraine Warren, Vera Farmiga, Patrick Wilson. Those are my love them down. Go check out the new Conjuring movie. It was a great ending to the franchise. I did want to comment on the American Pie. That actually might be a good rewatch. That might be a fun. I 100% feel like the soundtrack is probably going fucking off. I bet.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And like I said, know what I'm not watching? That shit. That wraps up episode 27 of Long Lost Pals. We appreciate you tuning in to season two. If you did, if you don't, what are you waiting on? If you want to hear two average Joes and Joannes talk about shit that doesn't matter, we're here for you any day of the week. Well, not really. We're here for you on Thursdays, which is a new drop date, and it's here for an eternity until we got to delete it. Until we're embarrassed of it when we're 85 years old, we take it down, and YouTube still exists.
Right.
Elon Musk doesn't take over the world. But anyway, we appreciate it.
We got healthier. We got the energy back up this episode. I feel like we were a lot better than last week.
Well, boys wasn't shitting themselves. So that's step one. Step two, stay loyal to the game, and step three, stay fly. We're out.